Alright, we're going to check out the sound of some different keys. This M key is a stock Cherry MX Brown from Drop, and it's factory lubed. It has a very small amount of lube inside the housing, but not much. I mean, maybe not at all. And you can hear it. You can hear the spring ringing. You can hear the plastic rubbing on the plastic, and you can hear the switch sort of rattling because it's not a really snug fit with the board. So what we have here is basically like these keys are not lubed. These keys, only the spring is lubed to see if we can get rid of that spring ring. This one, the spring and the housing are lubed with Krytox. It's a dielectric grease. And this column is lubed with the spring using the Krytox because that's better for metal, and this Teflon lube that's supposedly better for plastic. And that's, the Teflon is just on the housing in this one. So each row, this is just the standard switch lubed. This row is the switch with this little film inserted between the housing. So I snapped them open, put film in, and then lubed them the same as each set. And then the top row is has this slightly thicker film between the housing. And what that housing does is it makes it so that the switch doesn't wiggle in the board. It really locks it to the board, and with the slightly thicker film you'll hear it. So let's just check it out on this fully lubed version. That's no switch film. You hear how the pitch goes down? Those really high frequencies just sort of round off. So that's what the switch film does. So let's check out the dry, just the standard key, and then with spring lubed. Hear how much nicer that sounds? You don't get that plastic on plastic rattle. Well, I guess that's just the spring. This one's fully lubed, so it really is, there's no real plastic on plastic, there's lube between. So it's just a little smoother, just all those little bits are just sort of smoothed out. So let's check out the Teflon lubed versions. You can hear it, just sort of like those high frequencies get tapered off. There's, with the switch film, you can hear a really big difference between the Teflon lubed and the dielectric Kryton grease. The Teflon is so much faster and slicker, and you can really hear that it's higher frequency. So it feels a little faster, but for my preference in the room, the thwack sound, it's just a little too loud, and fully lubed with Krytox grease just sounds a little softer. It is a little less smooth. It's not as fast as this, but it does sound better. I really like the thwack of this one. It's got a really nice sound, but I'm worried it might get a little annoying after a while. And I like how this one is, it's not too loud, and it still has some high-pitch element that's pleasant, and it gives my brain feedback that the key's been pressed.